Welcome back to the channel. This is Gillis TV here today, folks, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. A lot of MLB news today, some minor league stuff, some Aaron Judge stuff, this one about the Phillies. But before we get started, thank you guys so much for your support as we are trying to get to 5,000 subs by the beginning of January 1st to be exact. And you guys this past month have been phenomenal. Thank you guys so much. And if you're new to the channel and are into the MLB news, rumors, offseason signing, trading, NHL, same concept, or NASCAR, or any other sport, hit that subscribe button. That we'd really appreciate it. And let us know in the comments what you guys would like to see. Now let's get into this. The Phillies made it to the World Series, almost a Cinderella story. They're trying to upgrade their team, and shortstop has been kind of one of the main things going on with the Philadelphia Phillies rumors since the season ended for them. And you know what? It is one spot being a top-heavy free agent for or free agency for shortstops. The Phillies are looking to really go out and just make that big splash. They want to upgrade that position. They're gonna go do it. And there's been the likes of Correa, Bogaerts, Dansby, Swanson linked to them. But reports has it now their top priority is Trea Turner. And when we talk about Trea Turner, it's hard to believe that he was drafted by the San Diego Padres but never played with the Padres. Weird, right? That's what I thought. But let's get into this article. We'll talk about Trea Turner and how good this match would be with the Phillies afterwards. The Phillies have shortstop Trea Turner as their top priority, according to John Morrissey of MLB Network. This lines up with reporting from Buster Olney, that's how you say it, and Jesse Rogers, both of ESPN, who each relay word from sources that feel the Phillies will sign one of the big four shortstops, which includes Trea Turner as well as those other three names I said, in Correa, Bogaerts, and Swanson. The Phillies have been looking for a solution at shortstop for a few years now. They signed Didi Gregorius going into 2020, giving him a one-year deal. He performed well enough in the shortened season to stick around on a two-year deal, but that went south almost immediately after he just hit 209 in 2021. There was some speculation the Phillies would jump into last year's big shortstop sweepstakes featuring Correa, Seager, Baez, Story, and Marcus Semien. They ultimately stayed on the sidelines, giving Gregorius a chance to redeem himself in the last year of his deal. That didn't work out as he hit a 210 this year and got released in August. They had to turn to their backup plan, which was prospect Bryson Stott. He had struggled over the first couple of months, hardly surprisingly given that it was his first major league action, getting optioned to the minors in April, but returning after just a couple of weeks. At the end of May, Stott was sitting on a miserable 123 average. Something seemed to click in June as he hit 257 for a WRC of 102. From that point on, bringing his final line up to 234 and a WRC plus of 83. His glove work at short was considered below average by a defensive runs saved and outs above average, while ultimate zone rating had him just a smidge above. That's hardly a disastrous season for the rookie, but the Philadelphia Phillies evidently didn't see enough to consider Stott their long-term solution at the position and seemed to be involved in the shortstop market for the second straight year. The club declined Segura's option, creating an opening at second base that Stott could theoretically fill. Both DRS and OAA liked his glove work better on that side of the bag, making it a sensible approach for the club. While any of the four shortstops would be logical for the plan, Turner would certainly be an exciting fit. In his time in the big league so far, he's proven himself to be one of the best all-around players in the game. Succeeding in every aspect. In 849 career games, he has hit 129 home runs and stolen 230 bases in his career with a batting line of 302, leading to a WRC plus of 124. UZR doesn't like his work at shortstop, but both DRS and OAA have him above average for his career. For the Phillies team that's full of sluggers like Kyle Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, and Rye Hoskins, a dynamic player like Turner, who turns 30 in June, would provide an excellent new element to this already powerful offense. Of course, given his elite skills, he will have to be paid at a high level. MLBTR predicts a contract of $268 million over 8 years and an average annual salary of $33.5. The Phillies currently have about $179 million committed to 2023 per roster resource. With a competitive balance tax number of 191, last year's opening day payroll was 229 per COTS baseball contracts, meaning they still have plenty of room to work with if they plan on spending at a comparable level this year. They would likely want to keep some powder dry for addressing other needs such as their pitching staff, but it's easy to see how they could fit Turner's size contract in here, even adding about 30 million or so to the CBT number doesn't get them over the lowest threshold for 2023, which will be 233 million. Plus, given their World Series run in 2022, they likely bank some extra revenues that could potentially lead to a bigger budget in 2023. Turner received and rejected a qualifying offer from the Dodgers, meaning any team that signs him will have to pay the cost beyond just the money. Since the Phillies paid the luxury tax in 2022, they would have to forfeit their second highest and fifth highest picks in the next draft. In addition to seeing their international bonus pool drop by $1 million, if Turner does indeed sign with someone other than the Dodgers, they would receive an extra draft pick after the fourth round and diminished return because they also paid luxury tax this year. Of course, the Phillies won't be alone in the pursuit of Turner. Morrissey mentions that the Giants are involved, but adds they are likely wanting to see what Aaron Judge's situation plays out before pivoting to a shortstop pursuit. Turner also has been connected in rumors to the Cubs, Mariners, while there are other teams that would make speculative sense if one of those clubs would eventually edge out the Phillies to acquire Turner. They could pivot to the other big names already having been connected to Xander Bogaerts. Turner, like I said, brings that, that different play to the Phillies if they were to sign him. The speed threat, the on base a lot more than what the power hitters bring. He's an excellent leadoff hitter, 1-2 hitter. He can steal bases, he can field, he has the speed to do a lot of stuff, and he's one of the best shortstops in the game at this point. And we also got to remember, he's only turning 30, so an 8-year contract's not terrible considering what his numbers are over the course of his career. Which last season with the Dodgers, he had 652 at-bats for a 298 average, 21 home runs, 100 RBIs, and 27 stolen bases, with an OPS of 809. Over the course of his career, he has 3,424 at-bats for a 302 average, 124 home runs, 434 RBIs, and 230 stolen bases. So he had a pretty good year home run wise last year. He is one of those guys that will get you 15 to 25 home runs a year. And RBIs are up there, but it's the stolen bases. It's the runs scored that we really have to look at in his career. And for the runs scored in his career in 849 games, he scored 586 runs, or has been driven in 586 times. That is more than half. That's one every, 1.5 games he is getting a run in. You think about that. That's an extra, over a course of a year, roughly 100 extra runs. Well, now you're talking, hey, we scored an extra 75 to 100 runs. That could be 3 extra games won. 4, 5 extra games on, even 10, depending on how many one-run games there are. This would be a huge addition to the Philadelphia Phillies if they could go out and get Trea Turner, and it would upgrade their already dynamic offense they have. Just adds a other element. But let me know in the comments what you think. As this is Gillis TV here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and if you haven't yet, let's hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next one.